Hello again. Um, as it turns out, in only a few hours, the Legacy Cube Phantom Sealed events will no longer be running. So, despite the fact that it's nearly 3 a.m., I wanted to get one more cube or one more playthrough of the cube before it is retired. Uh, at least briefly. Ooh, there's a card. Okay, so let's take a look at what we've got here. Da-da-da. So, I don't actually know how these lands are ordered. But wow, I have very, very few dual lands. I've got some rampy artifact things. Okay. Well, of the dual lands I actually have... Wow. Okay. So I have white, black, and green, so Abzan colors. The Wooded Fields will actually search this. So if I were to play Abzan colors, this would be totally fine. If I were to play Naya colors, so red, green, white, these three would also be fine. So this could search a forest or a mountain. Yeah, I guess I should be considering Abzan colors for now, and Abzan would actually let me play Mirari's Wake, which is extremely strong, and I passed on it the last time I was playing, so maybe I'll try and avoid making such silly mistakes again. Okay, so, Chromatic Lantern, Mindstone, Solemn, I think Solemn's just great, Worn Power Stone, so the, recommend mana cost. The Ram with Worn Power Stone I think is good enough that it's basically always worth it. I really want to play Karn and probably Mirror Battlesphere, but I'll consider that a little bit later. Chromatic Lantern may or may not be worth it, but I think the Mind Stone always is. It's 2 mana, ramp 1, so that's fine. It's colorless, so it doesn't fix you, but it does ramp you by 1. And eventually you can sack it to draw a card when you have too many lands, which often happens. So, Abzan means I can play Vindicate, I can play Maelstrom Pulse, and Abrupt Decay. Very good cards, actually. Abrupt Decay hits non-land permanents with converted mana cost 3 or less. So it doesn't hit big things in terms of mana cost, but there are a lot of very annoying permanents, enchantments in particular, that cost 3 or less. Mirari's Wake costs more than 3, but is an example of an annoying enchantment. It also, of course, hits creatures and artifacts. I think it's probably worth it. So, what else? Okay, so running with the assumption that I'll be playing Abzan for real, I do like Explore. It's a cantrip and lets you play an additional land. So early on, it's excellent. Later, worst case scenario, you pay 2 mana and cycle it. So these two are functionally identical. Yeah, they're both Elf Druid too. And so, yeah, they are fine. Mana Dorks. Cultivate is just solid ramp. Harrow, I like Harrow better than Cultivate, even though it ramps you for less. Oh no, it ramps you for the same amount. It just doesn't put a land into your hand. So, the Cultivate kind of pays for itself in terms of like a card cost by exchanging itself for a land, but you also get a land out tapped. So it's like better than Rampant Growth for 1 mana more. Harrow, on the other hand, requires that you sacrifice a land, but you search for 2 basic land cards, put them into the battlefield untapped. So really, net effect is that it only costs 1 to cast Harrow, and it ramps you for 1. And unfortunately, you have to get basic lands, but fortunately, I will have to pay many, many basic lands. So Overrun works great with Mana Dorks or creatures in general. Yavimaya Elder is very good. Courser, fine. Song of the Druids, great. Call of the Horde puts a 3/3 into play. You can flash it back for another 3/3. That's probably fine. of a lot of 3-drops. Usually my problem is 4-drops, but 3-drops are the issue today. The fires you have I've never seen this card. Creature you control have haste. Sacrifice a target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Huh. This could be a neat aggressive card if I were aggressive enough. I don't think I am quite yet. Could I just go Naya? Just cut the Cave Koilos. Though I'd be taking out Maelstrom Pulse and Abrupt Decay. I guess I haven't considered either black or white yet. Yeah, this is all green. I'm already up to 14, 20 cards. I have some white black and some black. Okay, anyway, Yosei, pretty great. It's like a 5/5 flyer for 6, which is serviceable. But if they manage to kill it, then they're very heavily punished. Elspeth completely takes over the game if they can't deal with her. Armageddon can be quite good. So, like, if I have Mirai's Wake and some number of creatures out and I Armageddon, like, each land I play will get me 2 mana. Each land my opponent plays from that point on will only get them 1. That's, like, pretty important. Another 3-drop. Frontline Medic can be quite good if you have enough creatures out. It's debatable whether or not I will. Wall of Omens is probably fine. Mother of Runes is quite good if you have creatures, and I think I'm gonna be playing a creature-centric deck. Though my creature, non-creature spells is pretty heavily skewed at the moment. I'm still optimistic that I'll be playing quite a few creatures. Then again, I'm bringing in 2 fat planeswalkers. Yeah, we'll see. In addition, in black, Thoughtseize, I think... I hate Thoughtseize. I kind of really dislike Thoughtseize. I don't like disrupting an opponent's hand. I like... What I want to be able to do is they play their spells, I play my spells, we see how well we can, like, outspell each other or something like that. But that's kind of naive, and Thoughtseize is very strong. So I think it's worth it to go for it. In addition, I don't like the Blood Witch. Anawan is good. Damnation is quite good. If you need to reset the board, that's what you really want. Vampire Nighthawk is an extremely efficient creature, so I think I'm going to try it. Toxic Deluge. Toxic Deluge is interesting. It's kind of like Damnation. Costs 1 less, but you have to pay life to cap the effect of destroying all creatures. Basically, you have to pay life as much as the largest creature in toughness. However, you could just pay less life and leave the largest creature alive, or the 2 largest creatures, or something like that. And if I'm playing big things, then maybe I want to leave them alive. So, yeah. So Cultivate and Harrow, Song of the Dryads, Courser, Yavimaya, Elder, Vindicate. Maybe I take out the Chromatic Lantern. For now. I still have so many cards. Okay. And so Una's Prowler. Go for the Throat. I probably want some amount of just removal where I can get it. So the only real removal I have is Oblivion Ring, and then now they go for the Throat. I have Vindicate and Maelstrom Pulse, which both handle non-land permanents. Just any non-land permanent. This has the added bonus of hitting all other permanents with the same name. You have to be careful in the random corner case that you have permanents that share a name with whatever you're considering targeting, because your permanents will be destroyed as well. If you clone something and then try to destroy theirs, that's the wrong order to, it doesn't work well. You can't do it in the other order, obviously, because if you destroy the permanent first, then you can't clone it. It's not there to clone anymore. So yeah, I'm clearly not running any clones, so that's not really a problem. But you know, in general, if somehow they also had the same creature as me. So this is 27 cards so far. Sheoldred is super sweet. Works really well with creatures. Really works really well with your opponent having creatures. Works really well if you have creatures in your graveyard. Kakusho, is okay. It's on when it dies ability is much worse than Yose's. Unburial Rites. Huh. Is there gifts? I don't see it. I see Tameo. Tameo is really good. So is Treachery. And like Future Sight, Consecrated Sphinx, Fencer, Factor Fiction, Metamorph. I had 0 blue fixing. I should stay diligent. I should stay diligent and not go into blue. I mean, blue is also not very deep either. I guess it's fine. I think it's as deep as any other color was. Okay. Let's group creatures separately. And right, I have 1 drops, and 3 drops, 4 drops, and 7 drops. 7 and 6 drop. Okay, maybe I don't play the Karn. That seems wrong. But maybe I don't. Why am I doing that? Okay. So if we organize the spells by what they're trying to accomplish, there is a removal spell. There's another removal spell. There's another removal spell. There's another removal spell. These 3 will kind of answer any non-creature permanent, or any permanent, which is awesome. Oblivion Ring is somewhat temporary, so if they have any enchantment removal or bounce or something like that, then it's worse than the other 2. Let's do 2. So we've got Ramp here. This is really a creature. This is more removal. Maybe I don't need 5 good removal spells to do. So I guess these are both Ramp as well. Explore the Ramp. Maybe I don't play the Explorer. People don't seem to like it that much. I don't really understand why. I don't know. I guess I'll get rid of it. Maybe I don't play the Abrupt Decay. It's the 6th, good removal spell. This can't be countered. So this seems like a good thing to bring in if I was playing, a pretty control-y deck, or opponent. But for now, I think that's fine. Still have to make 2 cuts, maybe just the 1. Since I have a lot of ramp, it doesn't actually matter that I hit my own lands. I can just ramp more lands in. Mirari's Wake, I guess, wants lands, but it also wants creatures. I don't know if I'm neglecting any creatures that I should be playing. Maybe Wall of Omens is just always good. Of course, this means I have to cut additional cards. Maybe I don't play the Song of the Dryads. And I don't need to play Armageddon. Destroy all lands. It's really pretty. Yeah. I mean... Yeah... Harrow is instant speed? No, that doesn't help. You want this to resolve first. Yeah, I don't know. I guess... I don't necessarily want that. Combine groups, sort by convert mana cost, and maybe cut the Call of the Herd. Yeah, I don't know if that's correct, but this is 23. Yeah, maybe I do the Call of the Herd or the Song of the Dryads. It also basically answers any permanent. It's like a Path to Exile, though it costs 3 and it's not instant speed, so worse. But also, they have a forest, which is probably worse for them than a random basic land of their choice from their deck. So, yeah, let's just add the basics for here, 4, 3, 5. I'm just gonna trust that since we have 8 seconds left. Just all 3 drops. Let's go. Huh. Maybe Mother Runes isn't really what I needed? I don't know. It's really strong, and I've actually never played it in the cube so far. But I understand that it can protect itself, it can protect any other creature. It can really only do it once per turn, or once per your upkeep, so you can't even do it on other creatures' turns. But this looks like a keep to me. So I've got turn 1 Fyndhorn Elves, turn 2 Yavimaya Elder. I'll pay the 2 life for it, sure. If it comes to that. And then a turn 3. Assuming I play no more lands. Okay. This is a turn 2 Yavimaya Elder. And I can play a turn 3 Oracle Moldiah, which works really well with Yavimaya Elder. Or maybe a Solemn, I don't know. So what I'm doing now is ramping like crazy, like a madman. 2 basic lands. That is fine. I should yield to that. Always. Right, but one thing I have noticed in my previous videos, if you're watching this and have happened to have seen any of those, I tend to like overthink some plays, and they're like kind of long lulls in the video where I'm just like debating between 2 or 3 options and like not really getting anywhere, and then I like snap myself out of it and just pick one that like is usually a fine option, but in the meantime it did take a while. So I'm trying to think ahead and make sure I know what I'm doing. So for example, this turn I will be playing the Overgrown Tomb, and actually what am I going to be doing? So I have 4 mana available, and I can play the Overgrown Tomb and play the Oracle Moldiah. Alternatively, I can sack the Yavimaya Elder, draw a card, get 2 lands to my hand, play presumably a land that isn't going to shock me, and that would only give me 2 mana with which I couldn't do anything. So I think actually cancel. Let's go ahead and attack with the Elder. I don't really need to attack with Fyndhorn Elves. Okay, I dealt 2 damage. That seems good. So let's go ahead and play the Overgrown Tomb, paying the 2 life. The fact they're playing red is kind of frightening. Like, they're in some sort of Jund Shell, which I don't think Sensei's Divine Top really belongs. Maybe it's just good enough value. But sweet, get to play another land. Okay, so that was great. I'm glad I did that rather than shuffle my library. But yeah, like shocking myself for the extra mana is kind of sad when your opponent's playing red. I guess they haven't shown me anything aggressive yet, but they've only had 2 lands, and they've been tapping every turn. This is their turn 3, never mind. Yeah, so they've only had 2 turns. So, yeah. Maybe they're digging for the 3rd land, maybe they're doing something else. They didn't want to do something with 2 mana yet, unless they're playing a land and then casting with 2 mana. In any case, hopefully they miss a land drop. Me, no, they're playing a temple and scrying, interestingly. So they already know what they're going to see with the scry. Let's actually check that they put it on the bottom. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's pretty effective use of what is it? The top. So you can scry cards to the bottom that you could normally just rearrange. Yeah. So if I play the Solemn or activate the Yavimaya Elder, then I to shuffle away Elspeth, which is a little bit sad. But I don't know how worried about that I am. So what I can do is play the Vampire Nighthawk, attack the Yavimaya Elder and the Oracle of Moldiah, sack the Yavimaya Elder. When it dies, 2, sack, draw a card. The death trigger will go on first, so it'll shuffle first, and then I'll draw the card. Yeah, I guess I'll play the Vampire Nighthawk. Again, I'm not worried about the 1 damage I might lose by not attacking with that. But let's go ahead and attack with these 2. Okay, he takes 4. And I think I'm comfortable sacking this, shuffling away the Elspeth. Yes, please. Put down a Plains, and I guess another Plains. And Maelstrom Pulse. So draw a card, I'm drawing the Maelstrom Pulse. And he's looking at the top 3 cards of his library. I don't have any interest in Maelstrom Pulsing the top. I mean, he could just tap it and draw a card and put it on top of his library if he were so inclined. But I'm going to play 2 Plains because the Oracle Moldiah allows me to do so. At this point, I'm feeling pretty good. I've got 3 creatures out to his none. He's got 3 lands. I've got 6. Also, this guy, which taps for an extra mana. I can play Yosei next turn. I can Call of the Herd and flash it back next turn. I should probably not. Eek. Okay, that's fine. It's gotten me tons of value already, and I don't really need more lands, though I did just draw the Harrow. So I don't care about the Maelstrom Pulse. Non-land permanent, right? I can't just deprive my opponent of mana. I can cast Call of the Herd and flash it back, but I think I just want to play Yosei. But I can cast Call of the Herd and play the Solemn. Maybe that's better. No, I think it's possible my opponent has some sort of board wipey effect. I'm just gonna attack with everything. Play the Yosei because it actually does not mind that much. Like, it doesn't mind board wipes that much because when it dies, you get this awesome effect that kind of locks your opponent down for a turn. And I could recover from the board wipe from getting 2 elephants and a 2/2 artifact creature golem. Yeah, I really don't know what they're digging for. They now have 5 mana. They shocked themselves for that 5th mana. Maybe the white source is what they really needed. And are playing Solemn. Solemn, huh. They're playing Sorin, which I can Maelstrom Pulse. And they get a vampire. Okay. Well, I think what I do is if I pulse the vampire, I can hit him for 8. That's not quite lethal. There's no way of getting lethal as far as I can tell. So instead, I think I will go ahead and attack him with the 5/5, attack Sorin with the 2/3. If he blocks here, that's fine. He's only preventing 2 damage, and this still represents lethal next turn. And I don't need to attack the Fyndhorn Elves, though I also don't need to care about him blocking these, so it's kind of like a free hit. No, let's just do this. Let's let him decide which of either he wants to block. Oh, this does have... No, it doesn't have lifelink. Right. He can +1 to give his creatures lifelink until his next turn. He didn't have any creatures, so that wouldn't have been that relevant. All it would have done is put his Sorin to 5 loyalty. Yeah, so he needed this vampire. In any case, regardless of what he does, he's just gonna stare at the top of his library again. So regardless of what he does, I can, I guess, just play a Courser. No, maybe I play the Sol. I kind of want to make sure I have lethal next turn, so putting another body down that can hit him seems relevant. Okay, so this does have some impact on what I do. So he didn't take any damage this turn. If I put 2 power on the field, he will. And so I guess I'll do this for the Courser, see if I hit a land. No land. It's the Thoughtseize, which is kind of interesting. And then I, just in case he gets another blocker, I'll play Call of the Herd and get a 3/3 elephant. Pass the turn. So if he does have a board wipe, again, I still get to lock him down for a turn. Right, okay, I get to lock him down for a turn. The Solemn and the Flashback Call of the Herd are both fine. It's possible I shouldn't have played both of these things, but I really want to make sure that if he doesn't have an answer next turn, he is dead. Like, a creature won't be a good enough answer. Though, a flying creature still is, so I see 5, 7, 8, yeah. So a flying creature still is enough. Though I have a Maelstrom Pulse in hand, so... not, super relevant. He's still topping, so I guess the top 3 weren't enough last turn, but now that he's drawn a card, he's looking at what that 3rd card has become so that he could draw it off the top if he needed to. Faith's Fetters. Okay, targeting Yosei. He gains 4 life. That is relevant. So I can target the Faith's Fetters with the Maelstrom Pulse, but do I have... Here's the Sunbelt Grove. Do I have lethal if I do that? Let's see. 3, 5, 10, 13 exactly. So let's give it a shot. Okay, I won the game. My opponent played an Electrolyze, a Sorin, and a Faith's Fetters. They seem to be playing black, red, green, white, and blue. Unless I'm really bad at counting. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 different colors. Okay. So 5 colors might somehow explain their lack of playing cards. But yeah, I don't even know. I don't know what you sideboard against. So he had the Sorin, and he had the Faith's Fetters. So arbitrary artifact or arbitrary permanent removal seems better than creature removal. So I can take out the Go for the Throat and bring in the Song of the Dryads. It's adding on the 3-drop, but whatever. He definitely had creatures, I suppose. What did he have? He had... What did he... No, the only creature I saw was the Sorin Vampire. Okay, well, regardless. I could bring an Abrupt Decay. The Abrupt Decay wouldn't hit Sorin. Yeah. Maybe I try to be more aggressive, take out the Mother of Runes and the Wall of Omens, bring in, stuff. Armageddon might be strong against him. Maybe Armageddon's good. Like, I like my lands as much as the next guy. But, I don't know. I'm optimistic that I could just lock him out of the game pretty early if I can just get some bodies down and then cast Armageddon. So, let's see. Let's see if that plan pays off, or any plan, really. Okay, I see 3 lands. I see a Mirari's Wake. I see the ability to cast Maelstrom Pulse, and a Cultivate that can also be cast. Seems like the perfect hand? Yeah, I mean, I don't have an early threat, which is kind of what I was hoping for. Early threat plus Armageddon. But this is kind of the other end of the spectrum, where I get a Mirari's Wake and stuff. Okay, keep this. Yeah, I can Cultivate on turn 3 unless there's something on a Pulse. And a Mind Stone on turn 2. Cool. So Plains first. Mind Stone on turn 2 is great. Again, I can Cultivate on turn 3. This doesn't speed up the process. It just gives me a 2-drop, which I didn't have before. And then I can Mirari's Wake on turn 4. And then Elspeth on turn 5, I guess. With the Mind Stone on turn 2 gives me 3 mana on turn. Gives me 4 mana on turn 3. Cultivate then gives me 6 mana on turn 4. Yeah, okay, I can totally play Elspeth on turn 4. Is Elspeth on turn 4 better? I think so. Oh. You're so late to the party. Though I guess I wouldn't have been able to play him next turn last turn anyway. It's still sad. Okay. Is there a time I could sneak in the Llanowar Elves? It would have to be right now. But I'd rather play the Mind Stone. I don't know why, really. If he was going to kill some of my ramping effects, then it would probably be easier for him to kill a elf or bounce an elf or something like that. Voyaging Satyr. No, he's just doing his own sort of ramp too. Okay, well, I've got a forest. So I don't see any reason to Maelstrom Pulse the Voyaging Satyr. Arbor Elf untaps forests. What untaps lands? I guess Voyaging Satyr does. But let's Cultivate for that. Oh wait, I can just play. So search your library for 2 cards. Reveal those cards, put 1 onto the battlefield. Okay, so a swamp. And I have 2 white, 2 things, so I'll just get 2 swamps. Battlefield tapped. 1 to my hand. That's fine. I guess I have the Caves of Keyless, but also play the Llanowar Elves just for fun. So next turn I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a land makes 7. I only need. If I use 5 to play Mirari's Wake, I could play Maelstrom Pulse as well if I need to. Let's see what 4-drop he's playing. Compulsory Research is not a 4-drop. I don't know what his deck is trying to do. He had Farseeked for an island. I wasn't really paying attention. He plays Farseek. Plays Forest. What? Okay. Wait. Did he fail to find? I cast Cultivate. Reveal Swamp. Reveal Swamp. He casts Farseek. Farseek says search your library for that and put it into the battlefield tapped. Okay, it doesn't actually say you have to reveal it. I guess this doesn't log things entering the battlefield in general. Whew, okay, so let's play the caves on the off chance that it's relevant. And I kind of feel like it's gonna be Elspeth here. White, white. 1, 1, something, something else. Nope, no responses. So I think Elspeth just takes over the game. I think that's the rule. You play Elspeth, and it takes over the game. I'll attack the Llanowar Elves. Oh wait, it's a 1-2. Oh no. Okay, well, that was just kind of stupid. Maybe they are wondering whether or not I have some insane 0 mana trick. Nope. Just didn't notice that your 2 mana elf, Satyr Druid, was stronger than my 1 mana elf. Such is life. Wow, he's already at 5. Okay, here's to hoping he can't... Okay, he's playing a 6-drop or something that requires multiple red. Or green? Primeval Titan. Bringing in lands to the battlefield. I'll pulse the Titan. Or just -3? The Titan... I don't know. I think I play the Mirari's Wake regardless. And then something else. But the Mirari's Wake makes the token stronger. Yeah. I don't want him to have the Titan anymore. That's very much true. Yeah, that's super strong. Just having the Titan ramp you twice is quite good. Okay. What if the hells? What did he get? I don't care. What creatures of power 4 or greater? I think so. Yeah, that's -3. Okay. So then Mirari's Wake. 1, 2, 3, white. Tap that. Maybe we should tap the caves. I don't know. Green and 1 for the Courser. Let's see if I get a land. No, it's a Vindicate, but that's okay. I'll let that mana empty from my pool and hit him for 6. Okay. Here's to hoping he doesn't have an answer for Elspeth. He has 4 cards in hand, and just got up to 7, 8 mana, so I imagine he can dump his hand, or a fairly significant portion of it. There are a lot of strong cards in this cube, and he's got all 5 of his colors. Probably has some decisions to make here, but I think... Maybe I shouldn't have been so greedy. Like, I didn't need to keep the Maelstrom Pulse. I could have just made more tokens. Yep, go ahead. Because if he burns Elspeth now, I'm just left with 3 2/2s and no win condition, really. Ugin the Spirit Dragon. Exile each permanent with current mana cost X or less, where X is 6. Okay, I can still pulse the Ugin, but it kind of is a board wipe. I lose my Mirari's Wake, I lose my... everything. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Or I can Vindicate it. I don't know how different it is. Let's sack this for a card. And it's a forest. Okay, so... Vindicate you for white and 1. I wonder if I can sack this for black source. Yeah, I'll just go for it. Yeah, I've gone to him. Now, do I want to bring this in untapped? No. Oh, yeah, okay, no, I have the green source. Yeah, okay. Okay, so he has 3 cards in hand, and I have 0. Did I overcommit to the table? Duress me. Okay, you can take my Maelstrom Pulse. And then he plays something good. Okay, this might be Bad for me. Garruk, Apex, Predator. You could have played that and +1 to kill my Elspeth. That would have been bad. Call the Herd. Okay, yeah, I can make elephants too. Yeah, take that. Boom. And sure, I'll flash it back now. It's a sorcery, so I've got to do it. Now I can't do it on his turn. I can't attack with it, so yeah, maybe I do that. I mean, like, he can +1 to put another 3/3 black Death Touchy beast onto the battlefield. Or just, you know, have something to do with his 3 cards and 1,000,000 mana. Pack Rat. No. Okay. So this game has completely gotten away from me. The Oracle of Moldiah. That is something. It's not very exciting. I mean, playing 2 cards a turn, revealing the top card of my library, neither of those things are great. Not 2 cards, excuse me, 2 lands. I mean, I guess it does the same thing that the Courser does, in that it lets you play lands off the top so you don't have to draw them, which is card advantage, and I would very much not like to draw lands at this point. So, sure, the Oracle is fine, but I would have much rather had something large and in charge, but he's got Pack Rats. Pack Rats. See, this is what I was saving the Maelstrom Pulse for. You know, like a Garruk, or all the Pack Rats, or all the 3/3 Death Touch beasts. Pack Rats are kind of scarier at this point, though Garruk will continue to pump out beasts. Yep. Solemn, Wall of Omens. Okay, I guess I shuffle away the Wall of Omens, because, I mean, it cantrips and puts a 0/4 out, but I don't want to wait a turn and then see. So yeah, let's get this guy down. Yes, please. And I'll get a forest, sure. And it's a plains. And it's Song of the Dryads. Okay. So this can answer Garruk, but this game has still very much gotten away from me. I will trump anything with the Solemn to draw a card. I wonder if there's a way of... No. He's just making 1,000,000 rats. Which really, like, at some point is definitely the correct strategy. Target opponent gets an emblem. When a creature attacks you, it gets +5/+5 and gains trample until the end of turn. I did not... I don't think I've ever read the ultimate on Garruk. Okay, it only has to +1 3 times. And okay, awesome. Yeah, that is a really, really sweet effect. Place my triggered abilities on the stack. These are my triggered abilities. Oh wow, okay. It is my emblem. And I am proud. Okay. No, I'm not blocking. Let's see how much damage it deals. Go. 41. I don't even know what I was at. Like, more than that. 9, 9, 9, 9. Oh, 8, these are 8. So this is 24. 9 times 4 is 36. So that's 60. What was in my library? Right. I guess I shouldn't be showing the top of my library. But yeah. What else did I have? Yosei, Oblivion Ring, Armageddon. Really, Armageddon earlier would have been effective. Armageddon after I had Elspeth out, that would have been just completely destructive. But it's not what happened, unfortunately. Yeah. I don't really know what the correct strategy is. I mean, draw better, draw more. I mean, if I had Harmonize, I would definitely play it. Maybe I should bring in, like, I don't know, equipment. Bone Splitter makes creatures better. It's pretty cheap. 1 to play, 1 to equip. Gets +2/+0. Ice Crown Scepter. Instance. Convert mana cost 2 or less. None. Okay. So Ratchet Bomb. Ratchet Bomb. Non-land permanent convert mana cost equals the number of charge counters on Ratchet Bomb. So that answers Pack Rat. And it answers tokens. I feel like if he has an early Pack Rat, I lose. Unless I have an early answer to it. And Ratchet Bomb is an answer that can be a little bit later and will still be fine. And I have to take out something. And I really want to get this Armageddon down. I guess I don't care that much about the Call of the Herd. I think. Maybe I have too many effects like that. Maybe play the Call of the Herd over the Harrow or something. I don't know. I never really know what the correct balance of ramp to threats should be. Huh. So this is a 1-lander. So normally 1-landers are terrible, and this really shouldn't be an exception. If I draw a white source, this actually ends up being quite good. Any land at all, this ends up being quite good. And I'm going first though, so I think I have to mulligan this. Okay, so I definitely have to mulligan this, given that I have no lands. I feel like this always happens. This is why I'm so averse to mulliganing, but like, this doesn't always happen. It's just how I feel. Mulligan. 5 lands, gotta keep it. Oh, Overrun. Have not drawn that this game. Let's play a swamp. Go. So the odds of me winning drastically fell when I mulliganed to 5, well, to 6, and then again when I mulliganed to 5. Llanowar Elves. You know, he would be good if I had a Queen Source. So, and just gonna rub it in by playing your goddamn Voyaging Satyr. Okay, nope, no turn 3 play for me. I have exactly as much mana as I would have had I kept my starting 7-card hand. The fact that this went poorly doesn't necessarily mean that mulliganing was incorrect. Oh wow, he is going to just destroy me this game. Well, I'm sorry guys and girls and other imaginary friends that happen to be watching this video. I don't think this is going to be a particularly interesting one. I guess we can see what, you know, my opponent would do if he were playing against a Goldfish. I think the answer is destroy me. Okay, here's a swamp. I guess Oblivion Ring? Like, this saves me from taking 4 damage a turn. I still take 3 damage a turn. But, you know, that's down from 7. So, I can survive for 4 turns off of the board state as it sits. In the previous case, I would only survive 2. So I've doubled my lifespan. My, you know, expected lifespan has increased 2-fold. So yeah, that was a good draw. Top decking like a champ. Let's see what other threats they can deploy with their now 6 mana, of course. Primeval Titan. Okay. Just rub it in. Yeah. Get those 2 lands. Just rub it in my face. I'm a little bitter, if you haven't noticed. It's okay. time this kind of thing happens. It's really unfortunate when when it does happen, but there's not much you can do. Okay. It's funny, I've only cast one spell this whole game. I guess I've drawn a land and cast a spell, and I still have only 6 cards in hand. That's because I was on the draw and mulligan to 5. You know, that scry rule they were testing out, that would have been good. I would have drawn the Llanowar Elves, or would have seen the Llanowar Elves, and I don't think I would have been able to keep it. Would have been just another green spell. You have lethal on the board, but okay, fine. You can give them all +0, +1, +0, and lifelink. That is fine. You can search for the 2 lands. I'll allow it. Yeah. So I'm letting them win. Yes, I'm letting them win. I'm choosing not to play my great spells that will stop me from dying. No, I'm letting them deal the final blow. I kind of feel like that's courtesy that your opponents deserve. Much of the time, yeah, wow, I would have just been screwed further. Wall of Omens would have drawn me into the Song of Dragons, which I still wouldn't have a green source for, and the Courser of Kruphix. Maybe I need to play more green sources in this deck. Okay, it would have been until the Sunfell Grove, until I got a green source, which would have been on turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Turn 17, I would have had my first green source. Okay. Yep. That's just how it is. If you play this game, you know that sometimes variance just screws you. But okay, I'm gonna stop dwelling on it and return to the play lobby. So yeah, that was fun. I guess my record videos I've done fairly well in. My first 3 videos I won, and so this is my first recorded loss. It's a little disappointing to be knocked off my winning streak, but I think it's quite alright. I had fun, despite the unfortunate last game. I think my deck was pretty sweet. I think it was probably better than his. He had some nice flashy cards, but he dirtled around so much, searching for 5 different colors of mana. Regardless, he clearly crushed me that the last game wasn't a great example, but the second game, he turned it around with that Ugin, and I just had no chance after that. That was pretty great for him. So thanks for joining me. I did enjoy this, and I'm probably not going to be able to play any more of this Legacy Cube Phantom Sealed 2-player events before they end them. So I'll miss them. I'm sure others will too. But I still intend to record more Magic videos or other videos once they're gone. So if you have watched this, please stop by again and check out what else I end up doing. Thanks again for watching this video, and hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one.